I made a list of places you can go to buy backpacking gear. Everybody's favorite, Amazon, Z-Packs, Garage Grown Gear, Wilderness Exchange, Mountain Hardware, Hoka, Black Diamond, Silverlight, Outdoor Research, Ultra, Katrula, Coleman, Salmon, Columbia, Kelly, King, Walmart, North Face, Capella, Darnsoft, Nemo, Osprey, Warbot, Big Egg, Brooks, Petzl, Graham, Gossamer Gear, Dirksten, Warren, Gregory, Hyperlight, Enlightened Equipment, Goal Zero, Big Sporting Goods, Roomy, One Local Libra, Granite Gear, System Design, League, All-Wave, CSI, Filter Packs, Smartwool, Jetboil, La Sportiva, Big Design, UGQ, West, Climate, MSR, Cool, Frog Talk, Flextail, Jokes, Ingingy, Xbit, Garmin, Toyer, BRS, Superior Gear, Arteris, Scooter, Lakor, Autobell, Go Athletic, Gregory. Just to name a few. But seriously, if you're looking for backpacking gear, Amazon might be a decent place to find decent price stuff. But there are deals to be made out there, and some of them are not online. Lots to talk about here. Stick around. It's a cool light. Like my new haircut? Glad you noticed. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to tell you is to buy local. Just like in the days before the internet where you could get everything online, it still helps the community. It helps your neighbors. It helps your local economy. And it's a great place for you to meet local experts. And sometimes these local merchants have hiking clubs you can become a member of. You really get to know the people in your community.
Nice.
And you might find secondhand stores locally as well. Secondhand stores are a great place to get great conditioned gear at great prices. Try it before you buy it. Shoes especially. I rarely recommend, unless you know the exact size and width of your shoe from the manufacturer that you like. You need to go try it on first. And local stores are a great place to go try on shoes. Backpacks. When I bought my first backpack, I tried several on. Some didn't feel good. And you can, sometimes they have those little sandbags and stuff. You can weigh it down. You can feel, see what it feels like on your shoulders and your waist. And try it on. Try it before you buy it. You can only do that locally. And what about gear that you don't use very often, like snowshoes or skis or things that you might only use seasonally? You might want to just rent those. It's hard to rent those online. I imagine there's a place online you can rent those. But hey, local shops, sometimes they allow you to rent their gear, which is a great bargain.
Why?
Why spend full price for something you only use a couple times a year? Rent it. You got noisy things on this table. It's stuff. Okay, so tip number 2 is to plan ahead and wait for the deals. Merchants always have deals and sales going on throughout the year. Sometimes, it's a holiday special. Sometimes it's a going out of business sale. Sometimes they're trying to get rid of their used inventory or whatever. It's just wait for the deals if you can. A lot of us are spontaneous buyers, and we want it. We just want it now. We go buy it. Well, you could save a lot of money if you just wait for the deal. Requires you to plan.
Boing.
So if you're not a planner, this might hurt you a little bit.
Ouch.
But plan ahead. Wait for the deals. Some of the big box stores, they attract us because their prices are a little bit lower. They might have, their own deals going on. But sometimes I find it really beneficial to go straight to the manufacturer. Oftentimes, you're going to find prices are about the same, maybe a little bit higher, but you get their manufacturer warranty directly from them,
Yes.
which I think is a better deal. Sometimes they're going to have deals that you're not going to find at the big box store. For instance, when I bought my last pair of shoes, I bought them straight from the manufacturer, and they were reducing their stock of the shoes that I wanted, and they were the perfect shoe that I needed, and they had it for like half price. And I went to the other, big box stores, and they were still offering the full price for that same shoe. So just take a moment, go straight to the manufacturer site and check out what they got. You might be surprised. I'm a big fan of the Cottage Company. Now, these are companies that have like one product or two products that they specialize in, and that's all they do. And sometimes they're literally operating out of their own garage, and they have a great idea, a great product. I go to a place called Garage Grown Gear, and that has a lot of cottage companies that sell through that one distributor. And that's why they established themselves, was to promote these little cottage companies that you wouldn't normally hear of. Now, Garage Grown Gear has become actually really successful, and they're a hard-working bunch of folks. And there's not a lot of them, and their profit margins are really small. But what they're trying to do is promote these small little companies, which I think is fantastic. It's the American dream, So go to Garage Growing Gear and go check them out. Links down below. Now I want to promote my buddy Constantine, who runs 11 Skies. Now he has got a great story. He's hiked a ridiculous amount of miles. And I think he was either the youngest or the first or something to hike all 11 national scenic trails here in the United States. So great guy. I did an interview with him somewhere in the middle of all that. And we had a great talk. He's a super guy. But I bought my pair of pants. It's the only hiking pants that I've ever worn in the last few years were pants that he sells at his little cottage company, 11 Skies. And he sent me this little note. A little thank you note, a little personal note here just to me for buying his pants that he sells. So that's the kind of treatment you get with these little small cottage companies. They're great people just trying to make a living off of their great ideas. So support them. Really. They're awesome. And their quality is usually higher than most of these big mass-produced places that you get. Just check out the cottage companies. You find a good friend, and you find really good gear from good, honest people. The last tip I have for you is that if you're going to buy online, call them first. Just call them directly. Sometimes they have sales that they don't advertise anywhere else. I remember calling one place, and I said, hey, do you have veterans discount? They said, yeah, we do. We appreciate you guys, and we thank you for your service, and they gave me a 10% discount. They don't advertise that anywhere. The only way I got that was when I called them up on the phone. I just asked them. It doesn't hurt to ask. And maybe they have senior discounts. I'm not quite there yet. I'm close, but I'm not there. But many of them will have all kinds of little discounts that they're not going to tell anyone about unless you ask. So just ask. In one place that I developed this relationship with this sales lady, and I called her by name every time I called the company. I said, hey, I'm looking at these things. Can you tell me about them? And they were really knowledgeable about the gear that they were selling. So she was saying, well, this is great, but we have this other thing over here that I like a lot better, and here's why. So they can give you tips and stuff that you can't get unless you talk to a person who knows about their gear and knows about it very specifically. So, hey, I recommend that if there's a gear company that you really like, call them. Get to know them. Establish this personal relationship. Friends will do things for friends. So develop a friendship with people at companies that you really like and that you support. It'll give you a great deal, and it'll give you the best quality stuff. And you make a friend. Could you use a friend?
Aww.
All right, so this video wasn't about here's the company you ought to go to buy all your gear, because everyone's a little bit different. They have different tastes. They have different styles. They have different things that they like about certain gear. On this channel, I do tell you about the gear that I have that I really like. Others will have gear that they really like, and so great. And so will you. So find the gear that you really like and that you really enjoy, and put to work the tips that I presented here today. Maybe it'll help you out. Hope it does. So what tips do you have about buying backpacking and hiking gear? Comment down below. You might have a lot better tips than I do. I don't know. So I'm David on Earth, and I do this backpacking hiking thing. If you do, you should subscribe, because we're probably friends and you don't even know it. So until next time, go live like you want it. All right, I'll see you on the trail.